Hello, today we will practice the shadowing technique. Shadowing is a method of learning English where you repeat words and phrases immediately after the speaker, trying to copy intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation. This technique helps improve speaking, listening, and confidence. The story we will use is called The Phone That Never Rang. It is about a woman named Margaret, who is waiting for a call from her daughter, Emily. Margaret feels worried and anxious while waiting. Finally, the long-awaited moment arrives, bringing her relief and joy, but with a twist. All sentences in this story are short and simple, making it perfect for shadowing practice. Listen carefully, repeat after me, and try to copy the sounds and rhythm of the story. Margaret sat by the window. She held a warm cup of tea. The sky outside was gray and sad. She had not heard from Emily for 3 days. Every tick of the clock felt very loud. She looked at the phone on the table. The screen was dark, it did not ring. She tried to knit to calm herself. Her mind kept thinking about her daughter. Emily was independent. She lived in the city. Margaret knew Emily was busy and happy. Still, worry grew inside her chest. She remembered Emily's last phone call. Emily's voice was warm and quick. She promised to call again soon. Margaret clung to that promise. Outside, the wind rattled the windows. Margaret pulled her cardigan around herself. She imagined Emily in her small apartment. Emily might be busy with friends or work. Margaret could not stop worrying. Hours passed, the light grew dim. Margaret paced the small living room. She remembered Emily's small stories on the phone. Funny things at work, new recipes, little frustrations. Each memory made her both happy and sad. Night came, Margaret felt, hope fading. She wanted to call Emily herself. She did not, she wanted to wait. Her heart raced with each minute. She whispered softly, "Please call me soon." Margaret sat in silence. The room felt cold and empty. She stared at the dark phone. Her hands trembled slightly. She thought of Emily's childhood. Emily loved drawing and reading books. She remembered Emily's laugh and smile. Those memories warmed Margaret's heavy heart. She went to the kitchen. She made another cup of tea. The kettle hissed, breaking the quiet. She sipped slowly, hoping for a call. The clock ticked on the wall. Each sound made her jump slightly. She tried to relax but could not. Her mind imagined every possible problem. Margaret thought about calling Emily again. But she feared disturbing her daughter. She decided to wait patiently. Her hope was small but alive. She started imagining bad things. What if Emily had an accident? What if she was hurt or lost? Her chest ached with fear. Margaret could not sleep. She looked at old photographs. Emily as a baby, Emily at school. She remembered the first day of school. She remembered Emily's first drawing on the wall. Margaret smiled softly through her tears. The rain outside fell harder. The wind shook the branches near the window. Margaret hugged her knees in her chair. She whispered again, "Emily, please call me." Her mind could not rest. Margaret's neighbor knocked on the door. "Is everything okay?" asked Mr. Collins. Margaret shook her head. "I haven't heard from Emily for 3 days," she said. Mr. Collins nodded quietly. "I hope she calls soon," he said. Hours passed, the night grew darker. Margaret felt tired, but stayed awake. She remembered her late husband's advice. "Patience brings comfort," he had always said. She closed her eyes for a moment. Suddenly, she heard the door open. Margaret jumped, surprised and frightened. "Mom," a familiar voice said softly. She looked up and saw Emily. Tears ran down Margaret's cheeks. "I came to see you," said Emily. Margaret held her daughter tightly. "I was so worried about you," she whispered. Emily smiled, hugging her mother. "I wanted to see you, not just call," she said. Margaret felt joy, relief, and love. Her heart was full and calm. They sat together in the living room. Margaret told Emily everything she felt. I was so scared, she said. Emily squeezed her hand gently. Emily explained why she did not call. She had been preparing a surprise. She wanted to come home and visit. Margaret smiled, feeling happy and relieved. The rain stopped outside. The sky cleared slowly. Margaret knew everything would be fine. She smiled, happy and grateful. They talked for hours, sharing small stories. Margaret listened carefully, feeling Emily's love. The night felt warm and peaceful. Margaret finally felt her heart relax completely. I don't know about you, but I feel something after this story. I think Emily should have called her mother, even if she was planning a surprise. Sometimes a simple message, "I'm okay," means everything. Stories like this make you want to pick up the phone and call your parents or someone you love, just to tell them you're safe and you care. What do you think? Should Emily have called her mom? Or was the surprise worth the worry? Tell me in the comments. I really want to hear your thoughts. If you want to improve your English even more, I'd recommend listening to it one more time and repeating each sentence out loud. It really helps with rhythm, fluency, and pronunciation. And if you want even more daily practice, I post a short English test in the community every day. If you get something wrong, I always explain the correct answer, so you can learn and practice in a simple, fun way. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much for practicing English with me today. I'll see you in the next story.